All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value. So, I want you to get up now. I want all of you to get up out of your chairs. I want you to get up right now and go to the window, open it, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
Hi guys, Gillian Leivers here, just checking in with you. You all know me, the man fighting the grave miscarriage of justice.
Don't flinch. We're pulling the curtain back on the injustice on the Greenfeeds case, where verdicts were handed down, but justice was not served. So buckle up. This isn't just a broadcast, it's a reckoning. This is a case of a grievous injustice, and we want to understand how things went so wrong. Listen in every Saturday between 12 and 2 p.m. and hear how the story unfolds. You'll be blown away by its content. Only on Dreamcatcher Radio.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth!
Okay, we are back for episode number 28 of the Greenfeeds Injustice case. There's a number of people that believe that Gillian Leivers should be in jail. And for me, Phil, right, it blows my mind. It really blows my mind that that Gillian Leivers got this sentence, a significant sentence, and people don't understand or clearly not listening to all the variances in all these episodes. I'm led to believe that these certain group of people, and I cannot believe that anybody could be anti our proposition in terms of Gillian Leivers shouldn't be in jail. These people, right, in my mind, Phil, don't even grasp even the suggestion that she should not be in jail. They've clearly not been listening to our episodes, and they call it the Ian Leivers show. I can't remember the last time Ian Leivers was on anyway. I've not asked him back on for the time being, whilst we deal with stuff ourselves, so we can understand it from a third party perspective. But the fact is, we are, again, I remind listeners, and I like the fact these people are listening, right? But the problem is their ears are not open, because there's so much evidence there to prove that Gillian Leivers should not be in jail. So much. There's lots. There's not one, two. There's not even cursory issues or anything like that, or circumstantial evidence. We've got evidence that she should be in jail.
Correct, and what little evidence we've got, because it was only a certain amount was presented to the court, has actually been through the court under people's gaze, in their ears and out the other end, and they still didn't listen or still couldn't see it.
Something
it's easy in hindsight, isn't it? But it's always easy in hindsight.
This is beyond hindsight, though, Phil. This is excusable.
This is incompetence, isn't it?
Like you said, I'm not too sure if it was the last episode or the episode before that. You said this is before the judge's noses.
Yeah.
And it's so true. It's so true. And the thing is, throughout these episodes, we're exposing it, and we're even digging deeper than what was obvious to the court.
Yeah, I don't know what the barristers were doing. I really don't. The number of times we pick on an issue and go, well, it was just allowed to just go. It's just let it go,
Yeah, it was you're on a conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt can never be paused.
Yeah. Oh, you never saw a tanker, so off it went. Yeah. Fair enough. You're only in charge of health and safety, but you didn't know they do tankers. Yeah, off you go.
Actually, funny enough, one of those entourages of, for whatever reason, are anti Gillian Leivers, which I do not get whatsoever, made a funny comment and quoted case law about defamation and alike by me calling a witness a lying bitch. The fact is, she's a lying bitch. The word bitch obviously, possibly, may not, but she's a liar, outright liar. I mean, I could think of far worse words to use to call someone that is outright lying.
And when is it not defamation, Brad?
I don't know, really, to be honest. I'm not.
Well, it's not defamation when it's true, mate.
I see what you're saying. Okay, I thought you were going to come up with some sort of smart ass comment. The
Well, it is.
but,
It's not as smart as I get that.
but the fact is, she overtly lied. It's
Correct.
obvious. As night
Correct.
and day, she lied. She lied, and she lied very early on as well. And
Yeah.
and I get picked up on that, and they don't focus on the substance that she lied. Now, I don't give these people any credit whatsoever. The reason why I mention it, because I think these people are deluded, and like, talk about distortions, right? Gillian Leivers shouldn't be in jail. It's so obvious. It's not even a Lucy Letby case. This is not. It's totally different, right?
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah.
This is different. She should not be in jail, and it's like, I don't know. Anyway, you mentioned something that you've been looking into over the last week. Can you remind me?
Yeah. Well, I've been looking for stuff relating to damage to equipment, but I actually stumbled across the interview we did with Steve Hunt and Richard Draycott, which we did quite recently. I think it was 21 actually. And I was listening to Steve Hunt rant and rave, absolutely rant and rave about Ian Leivers. Ian Leivers this, Ian Leivers did that. He can't see this, he can't see that. He's blaming everybody else. He's blaming this, blaming this. Ian Leivers. He must have Ian Leivers about 8 times. And I'm sat there thinking, we're here because we don't think Gillian Leivers should be in prison. Ian Leivers has been in, done his time, and come out. We're here to talk about, and this is how they get hijacked, basically, by their own sort of like dysmorphia. They sort of, they're all about Ian Leivers. It's purely because Ian Leivers is in the media, in the social media, and he's the one they're all attacking, and he's the one they're trying to discredit, blah, 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 blah. But they forget, they forget the reason why they went into the swamp in the first place, to drain it,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Absolutely
crazy.
Yeah, I mean, when I spoke to Steve Hunt before the interview, he said to me, I want to say my piece. And so I allowed him to say his piece. And his piece was about Ian Leivers.
Yeah.
Calling people certain words and that sort of stuff. But I've got, what Ian says in his own social media. It's got nothing to do with us as a radio station. That's down to him. But I did allow Stuart Hunt, you were witness to that, to say what he wanted. Completely,
he did.
Completely unedited as well. So, but yeah, you are right. I mean, my thought on that was his biggest issue when I had that phone call was when he mentioned to me about his pension. That was on the phone call. That's not the interview. And I thought, oh, that's interesting that he mentioned that. Because prior to that, during that phone call, and I don't record phone calls per se, unless I feel that I really need to. He mentioned to me that he was visiting Ian. He was all for Ian all the time. And it only when he says he found out about his pension issue that he turned against him. But even that chronology doesn't make any sense anyway. And then he turned it again to change the narrative that he's calling people drug dealers and murderers and all this sort of stuff and saying someone needs to speak up for them. And he was allowed to speak up for them on the radio station. And he did. He duly did. Yeah. Anyway, let's carry on with this. Okay, so we're following on from Richard Draycott, and we had lots of comments about that, by the way, in the week, which the radio station are replying to. Most of them are asking more questions
All right.
about Richard Draycott, his mental state of mind and that sort of stuff, and his obligations. Other ones have been in support of Richard Draycott, saying, what would you do in that situation? But largely, it's about his training and stuff like that, and perhaps Greenfeeds didn't train their staff properly and that sort of thing. And this is
the experienced driver that doesn't know how to work the weighbridge. She's not the training they're on about.
That's the one that can't use numbers. Yeah.
That was using the weighbridge about 400 times a week.
Yeah. Yes, that's baffling. That is. Pardon the pun. Okay, so we're at what order we do it in? Who was I? What party was I playing before?
You were playing the villain. No, you. Sorry. You were doing the barrister's bit.
Okay.
I got the yes and no answers.
Mm-hmm. You get the easy job. Okay.
Yeah.
Camera is to the right of office, right hand side, where shrubs. Those are materials by the office block.
Yep.
Okay. So you understand this was CCTV taken after the incident, but time is wrong. This is approximate 1 hour, 9 minutes past. Oh, this is interesting. So this is approximately 14:55. What does that mean?
That's unfortunate, isn't it? The fact that the timing's all out. They're going to always deduct time off it, aren't they?
So pretty clear that you're driving the tanker Gordon with tractor unit on to WB.
Weybridge.
Oh, Weybridge.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's me. Yeah.
Okay. So can you see the plan close to the office, effectively by the office?
Yes.
See person coming down from tanker, is that you?
I'd say so, yes.
Not clear image, but you accept it's you.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. At least you got a confirmation. Walking into Weybridge room.
Yes.
Weybridge is within larger office block.
Yes.
You go in and describe having had conversation with Stuart Brown relation to weighing a vehicle.
Yes.
Did that happen in Weybridge room?
Can't honestly say. The door was open and was open in the office.
Going to suggest came out the office block after 9 minutes, i.e. 4:15, right?
Right.
6:15, 30 seconds. Is that you coming out of the office block?
After being in there for around 9 minutes. Yeah.
What was the time of the incident, Phil? Can you remind me?
I haven't got a clue, mate.
Okay. All right. Okay. Because it's not far around these times, is it?
Well, if you think about it, if that was 16:15 and he's only just at the Weybridge and he goes missing for an hour and 15, so it's got to be 5:30, 6 o'clock-ish before the incident.
Okay, and so being in there without having left for around 9 minutes, you're giving evidence that conversations with Stuart Brown in the office block, Gillian Leivers also in the office block. That's where she's based.
Yes.
Office block is quite some distance from the mixing shed.
Oh, yes.
Okay, page 5, divider 3, mixing shed. Estimate distance from the office block and incident location.
Not really, without guessing, and I'm not guessing.
Few hundred yards.
Yes.
How many yeses have we had, Phil, so far?
I'm doing all right, aren't I, actually?
Yeah.
Yeah. But he's not guessing. He's not guessing, but a few hundred yards, yeah.
And that was their and that's was their Gillian Leivers was based, and very rare would she come to the mixing shed.
Very rare. Very rare.
That's very important, Phil, isn't it?
Yeah.
Going to suggest in the office block, you also had a conversation with Gillian Leivers in a time we've just discussed.
No, I don't recall.
That's interesting. Are you saying you're sure you didn't have a conversation with Gillian Leivers?
No, I did not have a conversation with Gillian Leivers. I'm sure no conversation with Gillian Leivers. Only had a conversation with Stuart Brown.
That confirms what he said in our interview.
Yeah.
I suggest incorrect, it says here. Let me put conversations to you. When you came in, you must have gone to the Weybridge room as a way of entering the office block. Stable door, yes. In the vicinity of office, you did start conversations with Stuart Brown, but I suggest what you said to Stuart Brown, you come back with 6 ton. I didn't know how.
Yeah, that's mine. I didn't know how much I had on.
How did that conversation just jump to that then, just there? Must be something missing in between.
I think he's just suggesting that when he went into the Weybridge room, he went straight at Stuart Brown.
Yeah, but he's not denied that. He's not denied
that.
But before that, though, what he did say in the interview, he went to the office and said it was set like concrete in front of five witnesses.
But he's denied that ever since, so hasn't he?
Oh, we've only had him on once, so but he denied it, yeah. But by the time you came in, you'd been in the Weybridge.
There was a code I had to put in, and Stuart Brown put the code in.
So at that point, you had been aware of the weight.
After the code was put in, yes.
I'm suggesting at some point after you become aware that there was 6 ton left on the lorry, conversations with Stuart Brown where you say 6 ton left on the lorry, Stuart Brown would have seen.
I didn't say what was on there.
So do you accept on 22 you became aware of 6 ton? You did have that knowledge.
I didn't know exact weight until I saw the Weybridge ticket.
That's probably a fair comment.
Here we go.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Obviously I've not seen this. You said the blend was set like concrete, unable to offloading using pump. Do you recall?
No, I don't.
Now, in our interview, he said he didn't say that. But now he's saying I don't recall. Okay, how can
it set like concrete? When I looked in the top and it looks like liquid, I don't accept I said that.
All right, so maybe that's true then. You got 5 other people saying that's not the case. Have you ever described set like concrete or heard anybody else say that?
No.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Only 5 people.
Yeah. You gave evidence that it was due to pump, but when you gave a statement to the police on the 22nd of the 12th, you said, I came back to Greenfeeds, so there must be a problem inside the tank or with the pump. Were you saying definitely was the pump somewhere in the tank or pump?
I didn't say set like concrete.
You didn't say on the day definitely problem with pump.
Well, yeah, it was the pump.
You say now it was, but on the day you were less sure than you are now.
On the day, I had a lot going on through my mind.
This is before the incident, by the way. So
yeah.
On the day, you weren't so sure.
It was the pump.
Yeah. He's now showing defense now. Sorry, defense now showing the statement. Statement you signed, yes. I'll just
Yes.
yeah. Second page 5, line down. Go back to around 2:30. Wade, Laurie, etc. I'm suggesting. You said to Stuart Brown, it's set like concrete, which is a different problem to the pump, isn't it?
Yes.
See, right, this is another thing, Phil. I want to pause there. Let me just try and make a note where I'm at. Right. Even if there was a problem with the pump, right, it would always get fixed. Even one of the farmers on one of the visits fixed the pump by putting new lobes on.
Reportedly.
What? Yeah, I mean that's not disputed. But Tim, for example, would address issues with the pump. But when you spoke to Tim, he hardly had any issues with the pump other than just maintenance in relation to the lobes. From the interview we had with him.
Well,
good opportunity to get him.
The problem would even be evident to the layman, and when I refer to the layman, I'm referring to myself. If I'd got 6 ton sat on that lorry that wouldn't come off, there's set procedures that you must carry out. The first one would be to open the free flow valve to make sure that it wasn't set like concrete and it was flowing. And if it came out of the free flow valve, then it has to be something to do with the pump. So then you go to the pump, you reverse the pump. Straight away, reverse the pump.
It's a process of elimination. Yeah. The because the only exit valve is through those 2 valves.
Yeah, either through the free flow or through the pump.
Yeah.
So if the free flow is flowing, it's got to be the pump. And if the free flow isn't flowing, then you can open it and get your jet wash and shove it up there, rather than your broom, which won't go around an S-bend. You can just fire water up there.
Yeah.
Till it frees. And if you go to the pump, you reverse the pump. If that doesn't solve it, then you open the pump and take it off, change it, put another pump on, like a motor racing pit stop. They've got spare pumps. They've got engineers. It's not. It wouldn't take 20 minutes to take a pump off and put another one on.
See, the thing is as well, just thinking about it now, having just read this as well, and think about what the prior statements is. This set like concrete come from somewhere. It's never ever been mentioned in any of the statements that product has ever come back set like concrete, Phil.
No.
So this narrative has obviously come from Richard Draycott. And I wonder why.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is, they tried to build a narrative that the week prior to this guy Draycott is continually bringing back loads.
What about the nighttime guy? Is his name Perry? Is it Perry?
Perry, he just drove the fast track. In other words, the rolling off with a drag behind it.
Oh.
But if that was me, if that was my tanker and my trailer, if I had 2 instances where I couldn't get the load off, I would be straight into the mechanic and say, get this fixed for tomorrow. Because, I'm sick of having to bring stuff back. Get it fixed for tomorrow. I've got a problem with a pump. Get it fixed. Either take it off and put another one on, or change the lobes, or do something, but to fix it. That's what he's there for. You wouldn't just keep continually bringing stuff back, would you? I wouldn't, anyway.
Yeah, no. I also, obviously, we're like this. This is the sad thing about this sort of thing, because we're reading more documents as well as we're going along, and because it's a small business, everybody gets to know everything pretty much anyway. But there's no other real relative discussions. Even going back to Robin Neve, which I think is a massive hostile witness, right? He doesn't mention about pumps or anything like that.
No. No, it doesn't. And but they do mention about going into trailers regularly. Oh yeah, we went in there regularly. 2-3 times a week. Once was the record, or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
What were they going in to do?
Yeah.
There's no need, is there? There's absolutely no bloody need. From what we've just said, the protocol to follow, there's absolutely no need to go inside a trailer.
Yeah. Didn't
None at all.
correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he say he didn't know how to use the free flow or something like that? He didn't know.
Well, he said such a lot, didn't he, Robin Neve? He even suggested that he went in through the third hatch, and there was only one hatch.
Didn't Draycott say something like that as well?
I don't remember.
All right, I could be mistaken actually. So, all right, let's move on anyway. But you couldn't get it off.
No.
Gillian Leivers and Stuart Brown sat close to each other in the office.
Right. You know where this is going, don't you?
Well, I'm not ready.
Well, they're establishing that Gillian Leivers and Stuart Brown sit close to each other. So presumably, whatever you say to one, the other one's got to hear it. So anyway, off we go. So Gillian Leivers and Stuart Brown sit close to each other in the office. Yes.
Okay. While convo with Stuart Brown and Gillian Leivers became involved, after you said set like concrete, reverse the back end of the tanker over bunding mixing shed, open free flow and use jet wash and wash out. Oh, this is really interesting.
That's what she said to you in three-way convo. I don't recall that. It wasn't said to me.
That's totally different to what he said in the interview.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I just want to go back through that, Phil, just to make sure I've got that right. While convo with Stuart Brown, Gillian Leivers became involved. After that, said set like concrete, reverse the back end of the tanker over bund in mixing shed, open free flow, and use jet wash to wash out. This is his words, is it?
No, well, this is a bit difficult, really. I think it says, while you were having a conversation with Stuart Brown, Gillian Leivers became involved. Well, he doesn't know that. He's just suggesting that. After you said it's set like concrete, she said, reverse the back end of the tanker over the bund in the mixing shed, open the free flow, and use the jet wash to wash it out. That's what she said to you in a three-way conversation, ? So he's suggesting it to him. And he said, I don't recall that. It wasn't said to me.
Okay. All right, I got it. Because that's something you did do, that sometimes that would be done. You've given evidence.
Yes, would be common practice. He's referring back to the reverse over the bund, jet up its
So
arse.
he knew about the valves and jet washing from the top.
Yeah.
And in practice, the what he's saying, I mean, obviously I've not got the advantage of reading forward, but just thinking my mind back to what was said in that interview, Stuart Brown told him to put Nathan in the tanker, right? Or send him inside the tanker. This is different, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. To be clear,
for time.
Pardon?
For time.
We're okay. We've got 7 minutes.
Cool.
To be clear, that's exactly what she said to you, I suggest. And she didn't tell you to say anything else. Now, going back to the interview, he said Gillian Leivers said nothing to him.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing whatsoever.
It was Stuart Brown that said this.
Okay, here's his response, which coincides with that.
She wouldn't have told me anything.
Do you recall Lance asking to see whether he could help?
No.
Do you recall Alex Fortune being in the vicinity?
Well, Alex was in the office.
And Aaron Shelley
is that the accountant, he was there in the vicinity.
So again, going to ask you, is it possible? Did you had that convo?
No.
Which goes back to convo with SG Brown, Gillian Leivers become involved, blah blah blah. Which I asked to repeat just now. Your evidence is convo with Stuart Brown. He said what he said. You go back, drive up to the mixing shed. Problem: vehicle parked in the mixing shed, so can't get vehicle in to offload and place where it's going to offload material, bund, tank mixing shed.
No, just putting on the floor.
That's another interesting comment. What does that mean?
Um,
Does that mean that he actually put it on the floor himself?
and I think he meant that if the fast track was in the mixing shed, that's where the load would have gone, on the floor. So that unit had to be moved out of the mixing shed. The arse end of the tanker needed to be put into the mixing shed so that when it did come off, it was contained.
I suggest it's what you have been said to you. It is put in the bund in mixing shed after jet washing. Is that possible?
Is that possible? Would have offloaded near discharge or offloading point?
My suggestion is that was only thing discussed. You see the problem, you can get the vehicle in, so therefore you can come back to the canteen, speak to Pat and Nathan. You go straight back. Pat moves vehicle and able to put in. Who's Pat?
Pat Rutherford.
Right, okay.
He's the guy that drives the fast track.
Right, okay.
So in the canteen was Nathan and Pat Rutherford having a break. Chummy arrives on the weighbridge, gets his instructions from Stuart Brown, and then he goes round the Wrekin for an hour, and then comes back to the canteen and sees that the vehicle's parked in the shed. So he gets Rutherford to move it, and at the same time tells Nathan he's got to go in and clean it out.
Yeah, on Stuart Brown's instruction, apparently. Okay, all right, we'll go through a couple more of these. My suggestion is that only one thing discussed. You see problem there, can't get vehicle in, so therefore you come back to the canteen. So he's saying there that you can't park the vehicle in. So you speak to Pat and Nathan, you go straight back. Pat moves the vehicle and put back in. So no other convos with anyone else with what you're going to do. Just common sense. Didn't have a conversation with anybody else. And then you say, I say, Mike, Dave, Nigel Curses, anyone? And he says,
no, sure about that.
You said earlier having a lot of feed of blends refer to 14 ton being left on a week before. And bear in mind previously, in the early part of this statement, which we read last week, he said it's been going on for about a week, but now he's talking about a week before. Said in evidence, you said in a week before, weekly driver's sheet shown, but in fact, that was not a time you were unable to. Okay, what it's basically saying is that you've never stated that you couldn't offload 14 tons. Is that incorrect? And he said
no.
So he's denying that. Okay, let's head in for a break. Let me just see if I can get one more line in. I would suggest having 6 ton left was unusual. That was a lot of material. Is that
it was more than normal? Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, let's end it there. Let's go to a break. Phil, can you give us a song of the week?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to go with Driver's Seat
Please.
by a band called Sniff and the Tears.
Okay. Let's play that.
Doing alright. A little driving on a Saturday night. Come walk me. Gonna dance the day away. Jenny was sweet. She always smiled for the people she meet on trouble and strife. She had another way of looking at life. News is blue, the news is blue. Has its own way to get to you. What can I do? What can I do? I'll never remember my time with you. Pick up your feet. Got to move to the trick of the beat. There is no elite. Just take your place in the driver's seat. Driver's seat. Driver's seat. Yeah. Doing alright. Little driving on a Saturday night. Yeah. Come walk me. Gonna dance the day away. Yeah. Driver's seat. Driver's seat. Yeah. Jenny was sweet. There is no lead. Yeah. Pick up your feet. Pick up. Yeah. Pick up your feet. Gonna dance the day away. Yeah. Driver's seat. Driver's seat. Yeah. Driver's seat. Driver's seat. Yeah. Yeah. Driver's seat.
Dreamcatcher Radio is about capturing and creating dreams through music, chat, and debate. Empowering expression, enriching society. A go-to place for unsigned musical talent. A radio station which listens to its audience. Free speech, vibrant, engaging. Stream worldwide 24/7. Events, competitions, promotions. Always keen to have a listening ear. Contact us. hello@dreamcatcherradio.com.
Dreamcatcher Radio.
So we are back. So it was something remarkable.
It has happened before.
So I would call it as an event, in my personal opinion, but that's not what's said there. But it's an event. When we see you at 16:15:49 seconds hyphen workwear, overalls around your waist,
Yes.
you wouldn't be changing into any other form of uniform.
No.
So whenever we see you, you're in those overalls.
Yeah, unless I'm getting ready to go home.
Moving forward to camera 8. Not conversation with anybody else, looking down the road towards incident location. All right, so we're getting close to the incident now. 1700 hours. It's wrong. Same discrepancy. 1 hour, 9 minutes wrong. Actually, looking around 1550. I mean, Phil, you've had the advantage of reading this. What the hell does that mean?
I've got a clue.
Right, okay.
I've not got a clue.
Okay. Does recognize this here. Big blue container, can crossing shed.
Yes. So I think he's looking at a map of the site, basically.
Right. Camera 8. No conversation. Okay. Shed is foreground, corrugated roof.
Not sure what it was. Wasn't working there.
Building where Dave and Mike used to use a lot.
Yes,
I'm
I
guessing
agree.
he's saying that that's where they worked. Okay, go ahead. Above blue skip, not Gordon, different tanker. I suggest driven by Nigel Curtis on day.
Yes.
Nigel Curtis was a tanker driver as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's the other tanker driver. He was the other one. He was the driver that Draycott ran to, theoretically, to tell him that Nathan was in the tank.
Which Ian said is not true.
Yeah.
What happened? And he's got the CCTV as well. In the order that he said, Ian agrees that he did actually speak to Nigel, but not in the order.
And we did actually get it right, because when I said like the tanker disappeared for an hour and a quarter, he could have been round the back putting some more stuff on. That is where they do put stuff on, round the back.
Oh, is it?
So we got it right. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. For all you haters, we got something right.
Just wanted to clear that up for the listeners.
Yeah. Hey, okay, Manitou driving towards can crossing shed, person by it. That's you.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's him seeing the videos. Can you identify the person next to you?
No, I'm not.
You're not next to yourself.
Beside myself.
It's me, myself, and I. 3 people there. Oh, no, I didn't even know that was coming. Me and myself. I shouldn't. Well, anyway. Sorry. Help me out. You talk to that.
Me, myself, and I, and him now, because now 4 people that are in each other's vicinity, suggesting a conversation going on.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry. It gets worse because, okay, it's just Dave, Mike, Nigel C, and yourself. And
no, I can't remember.
This is why I'm laughing, because I read it whilst I was giggling, and we got the same effing response.
Yeah. I can't remember. I think that's Mike Maruniak to the right.
How can you, right? This is what I said to Ian, right? Very early on. And I said, when we were going through the people that are in the yard, and I said to him, how can you possibly have a trial and it continue? I mean, a trial can continue with unidentified people, granted, but where it's not even talked about the person that's not unidentified, right? It's
Yeah.
not normal, Phil. It's not normal. Police would go out their way, and HSE should go out their way to identify everybody in that yard, including dead seagulls in tankers. Yeah, I'm joking there. But the point being is that again, it's another prime example where basically he's saying, I think it's Mike to my right, but they would have the advantage of having this beforehand. But even so, one would think, I would, can I look back at that again? Can I double check?
Yeah.
Can I reflect? And yeah, that's me. That's, I believe, is this, and that's that. But the answer is no, can't remember.
Yeah, quick chuck away.
Going to suggest those and has been conversations agree.
Obviously, just slipped my mind, hasn't it?
Oh, go do one. Go do one. Slipped your mind. This is a major, major event. And it slipped my mind.
Well, I've got a little.
Phil, if in all honesty, right, if I was right involved in an incident like this, yeah, I would have countless sleepless nights, thinking what if could be maybe. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and
he certainly playing you.
He uses the frivolous tone. It slipped my mind.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
Yeah.
It goes on. This doesn't even get any better. This is not even a reasonable question in some respects. Do you wish to say something different?
Well, obviously, yeah, I did, didn't I? Not quite sure what that is.
Well, it's left so open, Phil. That's what winds me up.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? And why is it left open like that? Do you wish to say something different? Well, obviously, yeah. Well, go on. Here's your opportunity. Say it.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Not sure.
Okay, so yeah, the barrister says talking about not sure. Is likely that you were talking about unlikely events of 6 ton left on the vehicle.
Honestly, can't say. It's 5.5 years ago.
Yeah. Now, again, right, we've got. If we were to dissect this, right, I don't even need a scalpel. Yeah. Did you wish to say anything different? Yeah, obviously. Right. Okay. I would go back to a compassionate tone and say to Richard, I thought so. What would you like to tell us differently?
Yeah. But in actual fact, this honestly can't say is the 14th can't remember in this in this appearance in court.
And he's never been pulled up on that. And during this transcript, well, it's not a transcript, it's solicitor's notes. And the barrister's never once said, do you realise that you've now used 14th time that same thing? I can only give you 15 because that's a limitation in a court of law. Obviously, that's bollocks. But point being, choose another words or words.
14. Yeah, I've been counting them as I was going along. 14.
It's not even funny, Phil.
No. And why is it 5.5 years? It's 5.5 years because the old Bill couldn't get that together.
Well, it's not that. Is that basically the old Bill needed to get people on board?
Yeah.
With their narrative. But this convo occurred very shortly after coming from the office. Now, this is the important bit, right, Phil? This is where Ian perhaps could be on the money, where they're basically um, uh, become cohorts in this. This is what the narrative should be. Because there was the staff were never separated. Normal priest operation is to separate everybody, but it didn't happen in this instance.
No.
So Ian could be right there. But you did say you were told to do something with Tanker. You're about to do something with Tanker. Is it likely looking back you were discussing that?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh my days. He doesn't even reflect on what he's talking about.
That's 15, isn't it?
Set like concrete, can't get the load off. 14-ton, 6-ton. I'm back in the yard again. I'm fed up with this. I keep on coming back with product. It's doing my head in. Nothing. But I couldn't tell you. I couldn't remember. He didn't say I couldn't remember. That's basically what he's saying. Okay. Dave and Mike would have interest in that conversation as in charge in the mixing shed. Yeah.
They worked in there, but I don't think they were in charge.
He's been there all those years.
Yeah. They always have to sort of like try and have each other's back, don't they? So yeah, they weren't there, but they weren't in charge. No.
Again, it gives Ian more credence to what he's saying. Because
yeah.
Is that they're trying to cover each other's asses.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, break for lunch.
It should be. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can't recall.
Where's the canteen? I can't remember. We have to finish the witness today.
That's interesting, isn't it? He's always looking at the clock, this guy.
Yeah. Okay. I think I always done resuming apologies for Wonka. Describe seeing Nathan and Tank. You sat down as quickly as possible. Who's this then? This one? Where it says JA, what's that?
No, it's JA is James Agaros.
Okay.
He's a different barrister.
Okay, let's go. Karen, with that. Is this still with Richard?
Yeah. I think they call him Curtis, but they have to apologise for that.
Okay, all right, fine. Describe the scene with Nathan in the tank. You said got down as quickly as you could.
Correct? Yes.
Ran and spoke to Nigel Curtis. I mean, even that's the wrong sort of language, isn't it? Spoke. Anyway, anyone else present when Nathan was about to go in?
No.
Sure about that?
100% sure, yes.
But in any event, you alerted Nigel Curtis.
Yep.
Why?
Because I knew where he was. I saw him earlier.
Nigel Curtis seen on CCTV quite some way away.
Not really, no.
At least a couple of buildings between mixing shed and where he was.
No.
1703, 15 seconds. One thing you said, you want to speak to person going into move the vehicle who was obstructing objects in the mixing shed. Pat, vehicle we see here as a fast track and towing large skip mixing container vehicle obstructing.
Yes.
After this occurred, able then to maneuver into mixing shed, go up to mixing shed. At that point, your vehicle, that was at 10:03:04. You?
Yeah, that's me.
Vehicle comes back. Assume continues to walk in the mixing shed. I mean, doesn't mean
yeah.
Yeah. He said yes. Forward to 17:05. So that's 10:03, 17:05. Do you know who those individuals are?
I think the one on the left is Mike Maruniak. As to the other two, I don't know.
Michael, Dave?
Mike? I'd say Mike.
Okay, the judge says here, observing neutrally, 3 people, 2 whom witnesses can't identify. That's 2. All right.
So they just let that go.
Yeah, just move on because it goes straight on to more questions. Gordon starts to reverse into mixing shed. 17:07:40, top of scene, vehicle moving back in. This is you reversing Gordon into mixing shed.
I can see that, yes.
17:09. By this time, Gordon fully reversed into the mixing shed. Thereafter, things happen very quickly.
Yes.
That's not quite true, though, is it? Whatever happens in the space of 6 minutes. 17:15:40. By the time whatever has occurred with Nathan has occurred at that is point where rescue comms take place on site. Should see somebody leaving the area and going back down. Mr. Curtis is. See that? That doesn't make sense to me, Phil, because he arrived at the yard, he left the yard. In between that, he arrived at the yard, went up to the office, come back round, but took him over an hour. And then he got that instruction initially from Stuart Brown. And then he found Nathan and told him to get into the tanker and helped him with the jet wash.
At the same time, telling Rutherford to move the fast track.
Yeah, that time doesn't seem to make sense to me. Okay. You were the first person to speak to Nigel Curtis. That wasn't you.
Sure, that wasn't me.
Yeah. So he's saying he wasn't the first person to speak to Nigel Curtis. All right. That was the person that spoke to Nigel Curtis. Who was it?
Don't know.
But he said before he was the one that ran up to Nigel Curtis. Would you agree? He said he don't know. Would you agree that that person we ran? The person isn't running. We ran. So he's saying
We ran. Yeah.
In the camera, he's saying they're not. Nobody's running.
No.
And Draycott's saying we ran. Not running either direction on footage.
No.
So he agrees that he wasn't running. So if that's the person that first alerts Nigel Curtis, what you said to the jury about being the first person to alert Nigel Curtis.
That means nothing.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think what the guy's trying to suggest is that he's lying, and that somebody else was the first person to speak to Nigel Curtis, and he said, "What doesn't mean anything."
Right. The have to ask, did things really occur as you describe?
Yes, they did.
Well, we know that's a lie anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate lie, but it's a lie. Is there something not telling the jury about what occurred at the mixing shed?
Nothing to hide. That's what happened.
Other people around not mentioned.
Not to my knowledge.
What does that mean?
I wasn't looking from the top of the tanker, looking around the yard, seeing who was there.
I think that's an interesting sort of point, Bill, right? As well, is if you're in the crappers, right, looking for help, that's the first thing you would do.
Yeah.
Standing at a height, you would look around and shout, anybody near
Somebody
you,
else.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So not only did he not help him inside the tanker, or open the valve, he's saying that he didn't even look for people around him.
No.
And there's so many people there as well. So many people there.
So this is the mucky gloves, drop him in the tanker scenario, isn't it? This is when you then run to Nigel.
Yeah, when I ran down to Nigel, I alerted him, but this was not me on the footage. Huh? How is that possible? Oh, come on, help me out.
I don't know how that's possible.
We
I
got
really don't.
got zombies and ghosts.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Perhaps his spirit went before him. I don't know. Crazy. Just crazy.
It's, you know, the thing is here, right? It's allowed to continue without basically going back. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Right, and the judge here, right, helps out. God bless him. Need to put the state of mind of the witness.
Yeah, I mean, well,
With all
yeah,
the experience,
the judge is more or less bailing him out there, isn't he? Really?
that's what I'm saying. He's you know, he's got a life raft there. But why is he saying that? I would be saying, okay, well, I've said it many times before, is okay, let's revisit that, please. And you know, you do it in a polite way. Is saying, you know, when I ran down to Nigel, I alerted him. Right? Going back to what I previously said in prior episodes, the mere fact that Nathan was in a tanker was an event, right? And Nigel said, Richard said, sorry, in on our interview, that it's not normal. What did he say? Sorry, what's his words? Effectively, he suggested that it's not normal for people to go into tankers.
Yeah.
And let's just use the word alerted here, would suggest that's the case. That because he said he ran down and said Nathan's in the tanker. And that to me makes it an event. That's not normal.
I think he said fell in the tank, didn't he?
Well, that's later on, but but it's an event. It's a bit like me going to the circus. It's an event because I'd never go to the circus. Okay. Mr. Curtis first alerted by person who come down, but you said that the person was you. Can you help me out with that one?
Yeah, so he says, I alerted Nigel when the forklift was going the opposite way.
But the
See, I don't understand that. In my mind's eye, I'm seeing that fork truck coming towards them, coming down the yard towards them. That's what I'm in my mind's eye, and he's running across to Nigel Curtis and sees it in the corner of his eye and shouts to the driver, "Nigel's in the tank." Nigel, Nathan's in the tank. Then he gets to Curtis and he says to Curtis, "Nathan's in the tank."
But
and
in when he was on our interview, before going to see Nigel, he said he saw Gavin. He doesn't mention that here, and told him.
Well, Gavin was in the fork truck, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he doesn't mention it as any significant sort of like. He actually stopped en route to tell Gavin Nathan's in the tanker. He doesn't mention it here, Phil.
Well, I got the impression that when he shouted to Gavin in the fork truck, Nathan's in the tank, and then he carries on to Curtis, tells Curtis that Nathan's in the tank. The both of them turn around, run back to the tank. In the meantime, Gavin's jumped out of that fork truck and gone in the tank himself.
Yeah, but he doesn't mention Gavin here whatsoever.
No. Well, they didn't see him go in the tank, did they? Only Curtis saw Gavin in
But
the
he
tank.
doesn't even mention the fact that he let him know. I mean, that's an event in itself. He doesn't mention it, Phil. I've just scrolled down. It doesn't mention it.
Well,
And Ian's, I believe, said that Richard Draycott, let's just call it memory of events, is not accurate anyway. Based on
no, but they'll always fall back on this 5.5 years business, won't they? And say, well, it's such a long time ago. I can't remember what actually really went on.
Yeah, I kind of get that, right? If you were asking about what did you have for dinner that night, right? But there's not, I mean, I can remember to finite detail when my brother died, when I found out about it, every
Yeah.
single circumstance, right?
Yeah.
It was a major event. This is a major event, right? Two people lost their lives. One of
Yeah.
them, you know, there's a baby on the way. And then they basically don't even take the time to write things down on a bit of pen and paper to basically recollect in preparation for the court hearing and come out words with like, yes.
Well, it's ironic that at the time when they made their statements, none of them actually put the finger on Gillian. It wasn't until a few years later that they did that.
But we know why that is, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
They got together, colluded. That's the only that's the only reason. That's the only thing you can come to.
Yeah.
Because how could it happen in such concert? It really makes no sense. Okay, well, it does make sense, but what I mean is, that's what I believe happened. I'd like them to prove me wrong, but they won't come on the radio station and explain their reasoning for changing their statements. Albeit they take to social media to basically post pictures. If we were to go on to 17/19/34, the person suggested to be Jack Ramuniak.
Looked like him to me.
Shortly after is you.
I'd say yes.
You said earlier you had overalls, so not situation where wearing high vis taking off. That's what wearing all of the time.
Yes.
I ask again, how you told this jury the whole truth, what occurred at the mixing shed?
Whole truth.
How is that even possible, you can say, because he wasn't there the entire time of the mixing shed?
Yeah.
This is what I don't like. It stinks to high hell. Something withholding?
No.
I would say a lot. I suggest that you were told by Gillian Leivers in front of Stuart Brown merely to rod out the free flow, but didn't do that.
No, I wasn't told to do it.
All right, let's just digest that a sec. 1 second. I suggest that you were told by Gillian Leivers in front of Stuart Brown merely to rod out the free throw.
I mean, he was quite adamant before that Gillian Leivers did not speak to him.
And that's what I'm deconstructing my mind. What is the barrister trying to do here? Trying to get to change his statement?
He's drawing Gillian Leivers in again, isn't he? They're dragging her back into the scenario. He must have felt she'd been out of the scene for too long.
But do you reckon he's trying to be clever there to prove him to be a liar, to change his story? Or do you actually believe, based on your experience, that he's actually trying to drop Gillian Leivers' names in?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's drawing her back into it.
You think it's the latter then, yeah?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because this guy's not mentioning Gillian Leivers at all.
Yeah, good point, Phil. So basic, that's if that's the case, that's atrocious. Yeah, you're right. I'm just scrolling up here. Gillian Leivers is seldom mentioned.
Yeah. Yeah, he's dragging her back in. It's been too long since she's been named, and the whole point of this is to get her in the frame, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's not mentioning her. Draycott's not mentioning her at all. So
Marina
you know,
actually not really mentioned either at all. No, wasn't told to do that. Do you recall that Jack M put some form of objects up the free flow and lots come out?
yes,
Well, what does that mean?
he put a sweeping brush up the free flow valve and rodded it to the S bend.
How much could you possibly get out? Maybe a bucket?
Yeah, if you've actually dislodged what's blocking it, then you could get a tanker load out. It would come gushing out eventually, but according to these guys, he stuck his sweeping brush up this free flow valve and gave it a rod and a prod. And
Yeah, but I mean, it's impossible. It's like a toilet trap, isn't it? But also you've got the pump there as well that can pull the shit out like anything.
absolutely that, yeah. So I don't know what they're saying, if there was a problem with the free flow or not.
I wonder where they got the broom from as well, Phil.
Probably hanging about somewhere, wouldn't it? In the yard, in the mixing shed, there'd be a broom, brooms all over the place, I would think.
But then we've had evidence from Lance saying as soon as he opened the valve, the product just fell on the floor.
Yeah, it started to come out. You could feel it coming down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So suddenly, it's not the pump at all, is it?
No.
Well, it's not the product anyway. It's not the free flow.
It's not the concrete.
No.
It's even not the ballast either as well on this occasion. That's mysteriously appearing in the tanker. Okay, so had you done that earlier, lots come out, but you said it's set like concrete.
No.
I suggest that you had said it's set like concrete. See, the thing is, even if you think about it logically, right, the set like concrete argument doesn't work because 2 people died in that tanker, right?
Yeah.
And they wouldn't die if it's set like concrete. Anyway, so I think this is overemphasized in this.
Yeah, I think he's exaggerated the situation.
Yeah.
If for whatever reason the load wouldn't come off, he's come in and said it's set like flipping concrete. You know, it's just an over exaggeration, really.
Yeah, but even the barrister has focused on it too much because it's an easy. It obviously wasn't set like concrete. And the mere fact that he said it, it could have been a throwaway line, Phil.
Yeah.
Okay. Last page divider. We need to go to a break very shortly. Last page divider 1. Picture Mr. Hargreaves. Oh, right. Oh, this is Andrew Hargreaves. Near side tens, can we draw this conclusion when Nathan? Oh, right. This is something different then. Okay. Last page divider 1. Picture Mr. Hargreaves by Gordon. Near side of tanker. Can we draw this conclusion? When Nathan went up the ladder, he would have been sitting this side, near side of the tanker, not sat in the middle, straight down the tanker. When handing up Lance on the other side to the tanker.
Yes.
Another yes. So effectively, looking up body, not necessarily no. Oh, that's you. Not
that's me.
No. Standing
on the widest part of the tanker.
So your view is going to be obscured by the body of the tanker?
No.
That's interesting because he said it was the other side of the tanker.
Yeah, I don't know what they're trying to get at here, actually. Because the driver got out of the cab and he's handed the lance up to him, even from standing at the side of the tanker, you'd still see somebody sat on top of the tanker, without a doubt. Can't miss him.
If you stand on it, but if you sit on it, maybe not so.
Even if you sat on it, you'd still see them, I think.
Right. Okay, we're at the bottom of this page. Let's go to a break.
Okay.
Pardon?
Music, yeah.
Yes, please. Yes, sorry.
Okay, we're going to have Rihanna, and it'll be Russian Roulette.
I like Rihanna, and I love Russian Roulette as well. Let's play that.
Take a breath, take a deep, calm yourself. He says to me, if you play for keeps. Take the gun and count to 3. I'm sweating now, moving slow. No time to think, my turn to go. And you can see my heart beating. You can see it through my chest. Said I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. I know that I must pass this test, so just pull the trigger. Say a prayer to yourself. He says close your eyes, sometimes it helps. And then I get a scary thought, and that he's here means he's never lost. And you can see my heart beating. No, you can see it through my chest. Said I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. Know that I must pass this test, so just pull the trigger. As my life flashes before my eyes, I'm wondering, will I ever see another sunrise? So many won't get the chance to say goodbye, but it's too late to think of the value of my life. And you can see my heart beating. No, you can see it through my chest. Said I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. No, know that I must pass this test. And you can see my heart beating. Oh, you can see through my chest. I'm terrified, but I'm not leaving. No, know that I must pass this test, so just pull the trigger.
And we are back. I love that song so much. I'm such a fan of Rihanna. I think she's done exceptionally well in her career, and the music is awesome. A lot of people don't really understand how difficult it is to be a celebrity. I know most people will not appreciate that, but I think there's many tiers to be celebrity, and then a lot of celebrities get dumped and all this sort of stuff as well in their career paths and that sort of thing because they're disposable. But Rihanna, her music is amazing. They're like Michael Jackson. He got dumped at one stage. Elton John as well got dumped at one stage, and then built back their careers. So
Yeah.
thanks for doing that song, Phil. I appreciate it. Now, I've looked at a couple more pages there during that song, and a lot of it is just regurgitating the same stuff, really. There's nothing new. It mentions, well, really, in all honesty, it's the same old, same old. I'm just going back through it again quickly, just double check I'm right in my assumption. It's not an assumption, it's what I'm reading actually. Not sure. Yes. Can't recall. Okay, fine. We're gonna have to talk about this now then. Mike Runiak was the yard manager all the time. Not sure. Huh. Not to my knowledge, just a worker. All right, we're gonna have to carry on now then. All right, bollocks, because I wanted to talk about something else. Delivery issues in the week leading up to taken through hand schedule page 69. Your handwriting but filled in. Doesn't have your name on it, but do you accept it, Phil?
Where are we at now? You've lost me.
I apologise. Page 59. You say he says yes. Almost halfway down. One explanation is that the week hasn't finished, and you'd keep a log and submit at the end of the week. That coincides with other evidence that we've been given. Friday, Saturday morning. Couldn't hands got round to putting your name on it. Shown how much you delivered effectively.
Yeah.
Described you were experiencing problems every day and telling Stuart Brown everyday problems and nothing was being done about it.
Yeah. I'd just like to say here, a thing that my wife always said when she was working was, if it wasn't written down, it was never said. This is perfectly true. It's never written down, it was never said.
Is that
Where's the record of all these,
Okay.
There's no record of all these complaints, is there?
MB took you through the doc and didn't appear to have any discrepancies. Want to do a job memory about issues that week on 20th December, middle of deliveries, due to make deliveries to Ewell, took tanker out. Okay, this gets confusing. You rang Stuart Brown and said having difficulty getting off. He said go round to Potter's Farm, nodding, ring a bell, and might be able to get off. You were able to deposit the remainder. Ring bell. No, really.
Not really, no. I'll take your word for it. The UL and Potter's Farms were both in the same group. So basically what they were saying was if you can get it all off at one farm, say the tank was full, you could go to one of the other farms and get the balance off there, rather than bring stuff back.
Right.
So
you're saying go to the other one and then just deposit the rest?
Go to Potter's and deposit the rest, because we're very close.
He's saying no, can't do that.
Yeah.
Delivering into same business and we're able to deposit all loads there. That would explain why the sheet doesn't show having difficulties depositing.
Yes.
All right. Because it was either way, it was unloaded. Then basically, what you're saying.
I was going to say that's a ridiculous statement, isn't it? You know, because if he gets it off at the other farm, he's got it off, hasn't he? I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Events on your return to Site 22. Have you seen that you arrive and drive to WB? Yes, Weybridge. Yeah. And your evidence to the jury is that you required assistance of Stuart Brown in Weybridge. Explain why you needed help. Him to help you to do that. You told me we didn't need to discuss this anymore because it was irrelevant, but this seems relevant. The from original Weybridge ticket and take out with you, there's a code to put it in. If you bring anything back, put code in and it does it for you. I'm suggesting to you, if was you who weighed the vehicle back in, always did over a number of years, you did it on your own.
No, I did not.
No,
no, I did not.
That's a joke.
I've been driving for 8 years. I've been through this Weybridge 40 times a week. No, I did not.
That's a lie. That's a lie, isn't it, Phil?
Outright.
I mean, you know, how could you not? So you can do your tacho, you can do all your checks on your wheel nuts and all this sort of thing. Check that you got oil and all this sort of stuff, but you can't punch a few buttons on a Weybridge.
I made a note here in my notes, note number 35. Caught him lying, I've put.
Yeah, but you think about all the training as well, Phil. Yeah. You can do all of that, but you can't punch a few buttons. Okay, Phil, here's a legal question for you. What say you?
Go on.
That was it. That was my question. What say you about that statement there?
It's an out-and-out lie. Absolute out-and-out lie. If you know, for him to say that he doesn't know how to operate that Weybridge, it's just complete rubbish. Yeah. If he's driven for as long as he's driven for Greenfeeds, he must have gone over that Weybridge at least twice a day. You know, at least 5 days a week. You know, so it's fairly. You know, the sums are fairly straightforward.
I'm just thinking aloud here, right? I know, right? Personally, know I wouldn't say they're friends of mine, but I know them. That are proper travellers who go on Weybridges all the time, right? Could not be able to write a word, a proper English sentence together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, they know how to use a Weybridge.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no way that you would not know how to use a Weybridge.
Well, if he only went over it twice a day, he's gone over it 8,320 times in 8 years.
Okay,
5 days a week.
You've done the calculations. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I saw you do something in the background. I didn't know what. The
can you smell the buttons burning?
But
8,320.
If you use even logic, Phil, right? You would think I need to get Stuart Brown down or anybody down to help me do it, right? Everybody's going to get pissed off, right? Because it's a simple task. But he's allowed to get away with saying, well, I'm computer illiterate. It's not even a computer.
No, I don't know what I don't know why he's trying to say this, because it's got a relevance on the fact.
Distraction game, I would say, Phil. Distraction game.
Unless he didn't want people to know that he knew what was in the tank, he would bring him back. But I mean, that's ridiculous. If you're bringing stuff back, you're bringing stuff back, aren't you? So I mean, you know.
Okay, let's carry on a bit more. I do want to end this on something I want to talk about. So we'll try and get that in at some point, because I'd like your comments as well. I'm not quite precisely sure how I'm going to word it, but anyway, we'll give it a go. Do you accept from me that the day of the incident, when gave statement, you got back to site around 2:30? This is you.
I weighed the lorry, but don't recall what it was. If that's what I say, that's what I say.
So he actually did weigh the lorry then, in the end.
Yes.
Don't mention Stuart Brown, do you?
No.
Jeez, that's a contradiction.
Yeah. His whole life's a contradiction, I think.
A walking contradiction. I met people like that in my life. A month later, revisited to clarify matters in first statement. Talk about what happened, page 15.
I weighed on the Weybridge ticket somewhere exactly how much is left. Yes, that's what I put.
So he did actually weigh it then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez. God, Ian and his entourage are going to have a field day with this. Each statement, you don't mention SB.
Yes.
I'm going to suggest it was you that weighed it back in.
That's why I signed it. Yes.
Oh my days. Oh my days. Oh, geez. And you told me not to read on. And you said it wasn't a point. Anyway. Oh, jeez. Oh. What? Sorry. What?
This is quite appropriate, this next bit, actually, this next statement.
What?
Especially the stable door bit.
What I suggest is that what happened next, having weighed it, you entered through a stable door.
Yes. Is he referring as a donkey?
What does that mean?
Well, it must be it's a half opening door, isn't it?
So he's now actually said here that he's using the machine, knows how to use it, and that sort of thing.
He has weighed it. Yeah.
No, this is the point, right? Right. Going back to, I don't like conspiracy theories per se, especially something as serious as this. But in effect, he's creating these conspiracy theories. The and the others are as well by this, because do you know what? I don't know. I mean, maybe they do remember what they're saying and that sort of stuff. Do you recall in the office AF, AS, GL, and SB all present?
Yes.
I suggest to you, Gillian Leivers' own barrister, put it to you, not that SB suggested what should happen. It was, oh, fucking hell. Oh, shit. I don't know. It's my radio station. It was GL who suggested it. There you go, Phil. Exactly the narrative you said. I didn't see that coming.
No.
All right. You came in and said, I've got 5 to 6 ton. On the interview, he said about 8 ton. And then we said 6 ton is the going narrative. Still left on the tanker and can't get it off. SB suggested, why don't you fill it with liquid and see if it dislodges?
No.
You should. You said no point doing that. Said like concrete. Why do they bring that back in again? Because it's pointless. Like sand. No point putting liquid.
Yeah.
You say
he's gone away from the word concrete, hasn't he? You said no point doing that. Set like concrete, like sand.
Yeah. No point. And you say basically, no, didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that. Yeah.
When you were asked the questions, I didn't have any other converse, but were wrong. Are you willing to accept you might have been wrong about what you said in the office?
No.
I suggest Stuart Brown said put more on the dislodge. Gillian Leivers, again, you're right, Phil. You're right. He's bringing her in rather than removing her from the situation. Becoming irritated and said it can't be set like concrete. Take it into the mixing shed, reversing, clear it through the free flow. This must be the prosecution, surely.
Yeah, this is This is Dominic Kay.
Who's he?
Good question. I don't know what these characters are.
Right. Except that, okay, take it into the mixing shed, reverse it in, clear through the free flow valve, accept that, and you say,
in actual fact, this makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, what Gillian is saying there would make sense, absolute sense.
yeah,
Reverse it,
yeah,
so
yeah,
you get it over the bump, clear it through the free flow valve.
So this is defense saying this then.
Anyway, he says, no, I don't.
Okay, I suggest Stuart Brown said to you put more on to dislodge. Gillian Leivers becoming irritated and said it can't be set like concrete. Taking into the mixing shed, reverse in, clear it through the free flow valve, accept that.
No, I don't.
I don't. You then went out and see in a moment on CCTV. No, I
was told get 20p Nathan to watch it out.
So he rebuts the previous statement.
Yeah.
He
said it's not Gillian Leivers.
Yeah, the barrister put forward. You said washing through free flow was a commonplace.
Yes.
That's interesting, isn't it? Camera 8, 16, 19. See Gordon in distance pulling in front of the shed. Lorry seen arriving at the top, and then at 16, 20, 42 seconds, this was you walking towards camera 8.
Yes.
That's in complete contradiction to what you said earlier, by the way. What we see you do here is see you enter the area under Ramuniak's shed. It's interesting you use that word, Ramuniak's shed. That's you in the office, I say, in accordance with Gillian's instructions.
Yes.
Let's digest that then. What we see you do here, I see you enter under Ramuniak's shed. That's you in the office. That's two different elements there, isn't it? I say in accordance with Gillian Leivers' instructions, but he's saying even on our show, Gillian Leivers gave him no instructions.
Yeah.
And he says yes. Again, another yes. I'll add that one to the list. 1622, two gentlemen. Do you know who?
No.
How could you not know who is on the yard? All right. This is before you've spoken to Pat and Nathan. So at this stage, you're looking for Pat.
Would have thought so, yes.
Yeah, that's just good as I can't remember, isn't it, really? Camera 6, 1622, 56 seconds. I'm not suggesting anything untowards here. You wanted to establish timeline plan behind tab 3, south of Ramuniak shed. It's interesting they use the word at Ramuniak shed. Is that you?
Yes.
You're walking from the mixing shed towards office.
Yes.
So he wasn't running, like you said. Also canteen in office.
Yes.
Yeah, again, it's irrelevant. I mean, again, I would say, you said previously in this same segment, you were running to the office, and nobody mentions the time difference from when the notification.
Well, I think at this point, I don't think the incident's actually happened yet. And what the barrister's suggesting is that all that he's doing at the minute is carrying out Gillian's instructions of get the vehicle down in the shed, basically, and then do the washout.
So did he go back twice then to the office?
I don't know.
To get separate instructions?
I think they're close together. That's the trouble. The canteen is in the office, and Pat and Nathan were in the canteen, weren't they?
Right. That's you walking in, and basically he doesn't reply. 1626 to 1518, we see what I suggest is you leaving, having spoken to Nathan and Pat. Does it tie in time-wise with the evidence you gave?
Seems to be, yes, looking that way.
So perhaps would be taking off 1 hour, 8 minutes. You leave having spoken to Pat and Nathan, document tab 9, text messages, lots of emojis from Nathan, got to clean the tanker. That would tie in with you having gone to see them and tell them what you're requiring of them. Well, he says them. What does them? What does them mean? That seems more than one.
Well, what requires of Pat and what requires of Nathan?
So Pat wasn't willing to go in the tanker, but Nathan was the one.
Well, Pat was having to move the fast track out of the way, and Nathan has to go in the tank to clean it.
That was his job, yeah. Okay, got you. Okay. Not what I was requiring, but what Stuart Brown requiring. Well, you say today Brownie wants to use a tanker. Words used today for the first time, according to statements Pat and Nathan was about to happen.
Yeah,
that's what he says. That's not proper English, but anyway. So on camera 6, 1627, Pat going to move his vehicle, so consistent with your recollection. You say yes. Look to camera 8, 1627, 51. I suggest Mr. Roof to do as asked you to do, and applying 1 hour and 8 minutes. Where does that time thing come from all the time?
It's a difference in what's recorded on the actual CCTV. It wasn't recording the right time.
Right.
It was always 1 hour and 8 minutes out.
Okay. Right. Okay. After cons and canteen, is that Nathan coming out? Nathan wore glasses.
Yes.
Recognize Nathan?
Certainly looks like him.
Camera 6, Nathan heading direction of shed. Struggle. Oh, no, it's you.
Struggle to tell. Looks pretty much company uniform. Everyone wearing that.
Camera 8, same person walking towards the mixing shed. Nigel Curtis.
Does that look like Nathan? Hard to say.
41 seconds. You were then coming out of a Minaret shed, heading the same direction as Nathan to undertake a task.
That's me.
I wonder what task he was undertaking. Oh, wait, okay, this probably explains it. Gordon reversing in at 1707. Almost approximately. Okay, I see what you're saying about the time difference. For 1600 hours with the time difference. Okay, camera 3, 1715. Maniac's pickup truck leaving site.
Yes.
Just before 6:15 off site.
Yes. I wonder if that's Mike leaving site.
Well, he disappeared, didn't he, for a bit, did he? And come back again. We know an accident occurred around 1719, 32 seconds. Do you know who that is? There's no folks there. 1720, pulling up overalls at 1611. I'm Fortune. Okay, this gets confusing now, Phil. You're going to have to help me out.
The accident must have happened now, because if Alex Fortune's ringing 999, it must have happened.
See you run towards the office 1612. Sounds about right, yes. Aware call made very quickly, assumed it
would be, yeah.
Go on, you carry on talking for a bit because you can explain this a little bit better than me.
I've seen people running Stuart Brown at the back. Yes. The 1722:38. Alex Fortune running up on phone to the emergency services. Correct. Yes. Camera 2, 1720:28. You going in? No 999 made within this minute. People start leaving through the office. 1720:54 can see Stuart Brown inside the foyer, putting on jacket and boots to head down. So putting on boots, that would fit in as well with other people's statements to say that he actually wore carpet slippers in the office. So I thought it was a joke. No. He actually wore carpet slippers in the office. So then he's offered to Malcolm Galloway, the barrister, and Malcolm Galloway says, no questions.
Right. So we've kind of got the gist of all this sort of stuff, Bill. As you said on when we just restarted the this segment, is that you noticed that Richard Draycott said up to this point, he said, I don't recall 16 times you counted.
Yeah.
And I made a note of that, and I didn't make a proper note like you did, but where he just says yes. And it reminds me of the statement from somebody else in this trial. Can't remember who it was, where he or she, whoever it was, said, "Oh no, it was that woman." From Allied Plant. What's her name again?
Oh, right, Sam Ramage.
Yeah, her. Same sort of difference.
Yeah.
I don't recall. And I think at one
just
stage,
just towards the end of this interrogation,
go for it.
They said to him, the process is for the use of a pressure washer. You were asked questions about putting the pressure washer up the free flow valve. What happened if that didn't work? He said, I couldn't give you the answer. I think you'd be in trouble if you couldn't do it with a pressure washer. But I mean, that's just rubbish, because if the pressure washer didn't work up the free flow valve, we know exactly what you'd do. You'd have to reverse the pump or even remove the pump.
And that pump, that reverse pump, when you latch it on, apparently it's ruthless.
Yeah. Was Gillian Leivers there when Stuart Brown told you to get 20p Nathan to clean out? She wasn't there, but was in the office. But Stuart Brown said get 20p Nathan in the Weybridge area. How far was Gillian Leivers' conversation taking place? Only around 3 meters. Did Gillian Leivers hear? Did Gillian Leivers hear? Did Gillian Leivers say anything when Stuart Brown said clean out? Answer, no. So they're more or less suggesting here that because Gillian Leivers might have heard this conversation about getting Nathan in to clean the tank out, that she's somehow culpable for something that might or might not have happened.
I would say that's an element, but also it could be that Gillian's on the phone anyway, or doing other stuff, head down, that sort of thing. It's not a plausible sort of. It's not even circumstantial. Well, I suppose it is circumstantial, but even
the judge said it was speculative.
Speculative. Okay, well, let's use that word.
Me, I didn't say speculative. I just put bollocks.
Okay, there you go. We yeah, exactly. I called the woman a bitch lie the other day, so yeah. Let's just go.
Very naughty.
Let's go with bollocks. I just want to talk about like a holistic sort of thing here from my perspective, Phil, as we're going through this process, because it is painful for us, because people don't understand. We have got no skin in the game in this, but what we realise that Gillian Leivers shouldn't be in jail. She shouldn't. It's so unjust. It's not even funny. And I want to try and listeners to understand a little bit about the mentality of injustice. As people may know, I'm on the board of APMI, which is Association of Prisoners Maintaining Innocence. Gillian and Ian Leivers maintain their innocence. I wholeheartedly, and they'll Phil backs me up on this one as well, believe that Gillian has been unjustly convicted. And as I said earlier, a brief moment, this is not a Lucy Letby scenario. I believe that Lucy Letby is innocent based on all the people that have come forward far more superior to the person who was the expert witness who is convicted of various stuff himself, and sent various people to prison indirectly, giving an expert witness. I want to talk about the jury scenario. Just trying to think about how to word it. I believe, Phil, right, that I believe people, the word is that you're presumed innocent. I don't believe that's the case, if I'm perfectly honest, when going to the courtroom. And I believe the system, if you want to call it that, is where the truth triumphs. Now, juries obviously get things right, courts get things right, and that sort of stuff. But what happens when it fails, Phil, is my bit. The justice system just processes, and then the jury says,
there's more of it, though, isn't it? In this day and age, that's the trouble. I mean, it used to be the cornerstone of our judicial system was that you're tried by 12 men who are your peers, and you were quite happy for that, because you felt that you would get justice, But it's not necessarily the case, as you just said. And I come back to what we said many programs ago, which is if you put rubbish in, you get rubbish out. So if all you feed in front of the jury is a load of rubbish, they've only got a load of rubbish to come to their decision. And in this case, they were only given a load of rubbish. There was hardly any defence whatsoever. That's something I don't understand. It's like it was, talk about bribe the referee. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So, yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm not quite sure how you define justice anymore in a court scenario.
Yeah, I think the other thing as well is that I'm of the position that a guilty verdict is not necessarily the same as the truth, Phil. Based on the cases, I mean, we've got a queue of people that want to come on the radio and share their stories, and listen to their stories and their plight, and you kind of think, why would they be bother pleading innocence when they've done the sentence and they've started their lives, and then you think actually there's some credence to it. And I think jurors have a very difficult job, and I think they do their best. I think I'm not too sure. Under pressure with limited information, and also I think the system is not perfect, as we've been disclosing in this series of Greenfeeds. And you like me, Phil, have been shocked by this, and I think history kind of proves it, in my opinion.
I honestly think that the system needs an overhaul.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way. I think the first thing I would say is that take away this pressure on the CCRC and the pressure to actually get a conviction. That's got to go. I think.
Well,
there shouldn't be a pressure to get a conviction. They shouldn't be looking at numbers, I don't think.
Before we go to the last song, I just want to say this. People have walked out of prison after 10, 20, 30, even 40 years, not because they suddenly became innocent. It's because the system finally admitted that it was wrong. And I believe they're wrong in the conviction in relation to Gillian Leivers. I just want to say that. And you're going to do a final song out.
Do you want me to do it, or did you want to do it?
No, you told me you wanted to do it, so I was, you're the co-host, so I'll let you do it.
Excellent. Okay, we're going to finish with Elbow. It's a Mancunian band, and it's called One Day Like This.
Okay. Appreciate your time, Phil, again, as always.
So you're welcome, Brad.
And let's play that now.
Brilliant.
Drinking in the morning sun, blinking in the morning sun, shaking off the heavy one. Yeah, heavy like a loaded gun. What made me behave that way? Using words I never say. I can only think it must be love. Oh, anyway, it's looking like a beautiful day. Someone tell me how I feel. It's silly wrong but vivid right. Oh, kiss me like a final meal. Yeah, kiss me like we died tonight. 'Cause holy God, love you eyes. And only now I see the light. Yeah, I am with you half away, stumbling over what to say. Well, anyway, it's looking like a beautiful day. So throw those curtains wide. One day like this a year would see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One day like this a year would see me right. Throw those curtains wide. One day like this a year would see me
sensationalise.